about money that might not be true. Our beliefs about money make as big of an impact on our prosperity as what we actually do with it. What we think and what we say about money has a huge effect on what shows up in our lives. And many of these thoughts and beliefs are rooted in what we see, hear, and experience as children. What's your earliest money memory? Mine is 3-year-old me asking my mom, "Mommy, where's Daddy going?" And she'd say, "Daddy's going to work." "Why is Daddy going to work?" She'd say, "To make money." "Why does Daddy make money?" And she'd say, "To buy Ellen toys." She thought it was cute. I like getting toys. We'd say this over and over again. My dad went to work. My mom stayed home. She was well educated and sometimes had jobs, but her activities really didn't have anything to do with our family finances. A powerful money message for me, whether I was aware of it or not, and whether they intended it or not. Fast forward to when I'm in my 20s. I have an MBA, a CPA, I'm a certified financial planner, and I had my own business. Became fascinated with understanding people's money personalities. And I realized that I was carrying around the belief that making money was my husband's job, just like it was Daddy's, and that I wasn't even supposed to do it. I mean, this made absolutely no sense. We begin to imprint our children's prosperity programs from the day they're born. How do we usually teach kids about money? Maybe through allowance or helping them save. Maybe you've even discussed investing. And chances are you learned money lessons this way yourself. Most of us try to teach our kids to be smart with money. We think we're doing the right things, focusing on facts and figures and the tactics of being good with money. These financial literacy lessons are necessary. They're great. And here's what's missing. If these concepts are all that we focus on, we're missing the opportunity to truly cultivate those skills to help our kids grow up to be prosperous adults. They also need to have a healthy relationship with money. What money messages are your kids receiving that may be unintentional? Kids hear how we talk about money. They see how buying decisions are made. They notice how we react to financial situations. They're always watching, absorbing our stress and our attitudes, even if we don't talk about them. For instance, if growing up, you got the idea that rich people were selfish and dishonest, it'd be really hard to build wealth as an adult if you feel like you're a nice, honest person. Money is a sore subject in your house, constantly fought over. What are your kids taking away from that? That money's something to fight about? That money's power? That I'm not going to talk about money when I grow up because I don't want to have fights like that in my house? Well, we can't control what they take in. We do know their prosperity programs are forming. Knowing what a huge impact beliefs have on our personal prosperity, wouldn't it make sense to nurture supportive beliefs in our children? So how can we intentionally foster a healthy prosperity program? Well, here's one thing. Picturing prosperity is something kids excel in. So the next time you're inclined to tell your children to stop daydreaming, ask them to picture exactly what they want instead. What if at the same time we're doling out allowances, we ask questions like, what would you like your life to look like in the future? And how do you see making this happen? It's well established that mental rehearsal is a powerful tool. Certainly elite athletes know this, and if you've ever pictured yourself having the perfect golf swing or tennis shot, or even giving a powerful presentation, you know that this works. Asking your kids questions to help them imagine all the details of their future vision. Ask them how they'll feel when their vision is real. This can be really exciting. Have your kids draw pictures of their goals and dreams. Have them create collages of what they desire. Basically, creating vision boards. You know, this is where you take images from magazines that represent your goals and dreams and put them on poster board for inspiration. Have you ever considered using this as the basis of a visual financial plan? To do this, organize the images based on time frame and amount of money it'll take to reach your goals. What if instead of family game night, we had Picture Your Prosperity night? Encouraging your kids to picture prosperity creates excitement and just may inspire them to take the actions they need to turn their dreams into reality. Here's something I've learned from experience that may be surprising. Even really wealthy people are often as worried about not having enough or losing what they have as people who are trying to make it from paycheck to paycheck. Study after study shows that one of the top things keeping us up at night is worrying about money. But worry is a really bad financial planning strategy. One of the best ways to lower anxiety levels about money is to focus on what you're thankful for. Why? Well, it moves our attention towards what we want as opposed to what we don't want, and directs our thinking from scarcity to abundance. Knowing this, we started a daily gratitude practice when our kids were small. Each night before they go to sleep, we'd share 5 things that we were grateful for. One night, our son Benji said to me, "Mommy, I'm so grateful you and Daddy are so magnanimous, and that our life is so fortuitous, and that we live in such a utopia." Those were Mrs. Kramer's 5th grade spelling words that week. I was surprised at how deeply beautiful some of the things they said to us were, at least usually. When our daughter Amy was 7, I picked her up one day from Sunday school, and she threw her papers into the front seat of my car. And when I looked at the top sheet, I read, "Dear God, thank you for my mommy." I said, "Amy, that is so sweet." And she gave me this totally confused look back. When I looked at her sheet again, I realized it actually said, "Dear God, thank you for my money." She got the gratitude piece down. Teaching our kids to be grateful is as important as teaching them to save money in their piggy banks. Giving is a financial manifestation of our gratitude. Giving can actually bring you more money. It seems counterintuitive, but you see, money is like love. The more you're open to giving, the more that flows back to you. Many people see this world as having a limited amount of money or resources or opportunities available. But just like with love, this isn't true. There's abundance all around. One of the best ways to be open to this abundance flowing to you is to loosen your grip on money. See, if you're hanging on so tightly to what you have, afraid you won't have enough, how can you possibly receive? On the same hand, if you're always giving, that doesn't work either. Has anyone ever heard it's better to give than receive? Well, if you did, it's not true. They're both important. Studies on happiness have shown that giving boosts happiness levels. So if you're not open to receiving, you're hurting somebody else's ability to be happy. Encourage your kids to volunteer. Teach them to take a portion of their money to use to help others or for causes that are important to them. This begs the question, can giving make you rich? Well, one study showed that as people's charitable contributions increased, they actually made more money. So imagine 2 families, same number of kids, same education level, same income level. The difference is that one family gives $100 more to charity this year than the other family. What the research showed was the family that gave more money actually made $375 more income that year. If this is true, what could they do with that money? What would you do with it? This can make a powerful difference for you and for your family and your community. Focusing on giving and gratitude moves us from seeing money as an obstacle, keeping us from getting what we want, to seeing it as a helpful tool to effect positive change. Can you imagine a world where people are confident instead of fearful when they talk about money? where we're focused on what we're thankful for instead of what's lacking in our lives. A world where all kids are brought up to believe that to be successful, you need to be a good giver. What could happen? So many of the world's problems could be solved if we saw the process of growing wealth as helping others, then receiving, then taking a portion of our own bounty to help others again. Let's move past the concept of financial literacy. This is way too low of a bar. The greatest impact happens not from how you manage your funds, but from how you manage your beliefs. We want our children to grow up to be prosperous. Picturing prosperity, gratitude, and generosity nurture the beliefs that cultivate happy, prosperous children who will grow up to solve the world's problems. Thank you.